Hello everyone and welcome to Cornwell Garage. My name is Ben Cornwell and I'll be your host. I've got some exciting projects coming up this year and I'm so excited that I get to share them all with you because my lovely wife Abigail bought me this camera for Christmas. That first project I want to talk about is this 1987 first gen 4Runner behind me. The second project being my 69 Ford F250 where I'm going to add a T-case, 1 tons, and make it a 4x4. The last project I want to hit, maybe towards October time, I want to do a 1970s dent side Ford pickup, dovetail the front, dovetail the back, 1 tons, dual T cases, and I want to build a 300 inline 6 Ford for it. So stick around, you'll get to see all those this year. So just a little history on this 4Runner. I bought this for myself as a college graduation present about 2019, and I ended up driving it for about maybe 6 months. I started to do a lift on it, which I'll show you guys. This is some old man Emu leaf springs. I ended up really not liking them because it was more like a park bench than a lift kit where I thought it might ride a little bit better. It was terrible on the trail and I didn't do anything in the front, so it was all stink bugged. So I ended up letting it sit for 3 years because I ended up getting married, buying my first house, and then also putting a ton of money into that first house. So this just got put on the back burner, but now it's time. It's time to work on this and I get to share with you guys. Alright, now that I've gone over the history of this 4Runner a little bit, I'd like to go over all the parts I've collected over the past few years that I've been piecing together for this 4Runner to get it back going on the road and driving again. Let's start off with the shock hoops from JD Fab, the front end kit from them as well. Their limit straps, the brake extensions for the lines. I also bought their front end steering kit behind all these guys. Obviously the King coilovers, the King shocks, the King bump stops, the idler arm, the tie rod kit, everything that is encompassing in this 4Runner's front end. Because honestly, as soon as I put 33-inch tires on it and this kit, everything is going to get really weak, including these tie rods and this steering that's already on here. For the back end, I've got this Tundra axle from an 01. That might be a T100 axle, but pretty much the same. We've got Deaver leaf springs, the H70 HD, so they're 5-inch plus heavy duty, so I think they have maybe 1 extra spring. Plus I got the U-bolts and new shackles. So I'll be doing quite a bit of cutting and welding on the rear end of this 4Runner, which I'm really excited about. And I'll do some on the front, but not as much as the rear. So with that, let's get started and tear all this down. All right, let's start with taking this torsion bar off. And I want to do that by taking the tension off of it. And I think if I take this 22mm nut off right here, that should do the trick. move on. All right, there it is. Yeah, that was easy. Not. Let's get started with this. Well, I'm working on trying to get this caliper off, but these two bolts are giving me trouble. Someone tightened the heck out of them. Didn't use any ACs a long time ago. Not me, I swear. So I'm going to take this sway bar bolt out. Then I get my 1/2 inch gun on both of these and hopefully break those both loose. Oh, all right. Now that all goes, apparently. That was pretty quick. Maybe I can fit this on there. Oh yeah. Oh wow. That is on there. Remove you guys and get you reset. Actually, it's not a bad shot. You can watch me struggle from right there. Let's see if this Harbor Freight ratchet breaks. All right, well, it didn't bust. Let's keep going. Back over here. There we go. Shine my face instead of yours. At least I'll see something. It looks pretty darn good. Get tore out like that. Let's say it's going back in. Some cheap like that. Spend money later. Before we get this all the way out, I'm gonna take this hard line off. Let the drip again. Not that much. Well, next up, take this tie rod off. I got a couple pullers. Hey, I'll take it. Alright, I'm gonna get you guys repositioned and get going again. Alright, now that I got you back where I want you, where I can maybe be productive, I'm gonna get started on the shock. Maybe take this brake line off, and then I'll start focusing on what looks like these two big bolts right here to hold on the steering. There we go. And then I'm probably gonna get started on this upper and lower ball joint. All right, let's do it. Still finding new ways to excite myself. And I do believe with this new JD Fab kit, this up here is going to turn to a uniball. And I think this needs to be drilled out to 3/4. Because I do believe it's around 5/8 or so right now. We're going to take this lower ball joint off. I'm going to mark this. Might even take the bearing out. Because I'm going to take this whole spindle here to a machine shop because they can do a better job than me drilling this tapered hole out. I'm going to have them take it to a 3/4 inch hole. Plus they'll get it a lot more straight and true. Plus this bottom spindle and this top spindle are both on the same plane and they'll be able to lock it in nice and get it nice and straight, which me with a drill will not do that good of a job. It'll get done, but it was a lot easier. Yeah, I think we'll be taking this apart. I might have to go to the parts store to get that nut or that socket. Pull this caliper off, take it down to the bare spindle, have them drill it, and then we'll clean it and paint it, make it look like we care. Well, I think we might as well tackle this bottom guy. It's just these alignment keys right here and on the back. For having 206,000 miles, this stuff's pretty good shape. Alright, now we are on to taking this upper arm off. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it, but I know that these three might pick it up, and then I might be able to slide this whole torsion bar off. If not, I think I'm going to have to take this big, I think it's a 27mm off, and and then somehow get on that one, because I think these two connected somehow, or I'll have to unfortunately take these off, which will get tight. It might be a pain in the butt, and I'm hoping I can just take it all off at once. Wow. Better break all of them first. Like 1.5 maybe right there. I think I need to take these two off, pull this back, this will come straight out. Now that this is up here, I got a little bit more room to work with. But now I can't fight against it because I took these three off. Those are a little tight. I think there's just cleanup that I need to do now. Later on in the next video, maybe you'll see me cut straight across this line. I think we need to make some clearance for the shock to come up and through there. This might be coming off. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to check the instructions from JD again. Why don't we take off this sway bar and start tearing apart the other side? Alright, we are on to the passenger side. I already went ahead and took off that torsion bar because it's kind of boring and it's a real pain. But you guys got to see how to do it on the other side. There's a 22mm socket on the bottom. Get yourself a 22mm wrench for the top. It's double nutted. Make sure you're on that top nut first, or you're going to have a tough time with that. Alright, let's go. because I have a really tight bolt that I really don't want to get to. I'm not reusing these, and I'm not going to sell these, so I'm just going to take them off. And right here I've got some wet cardboard covering all these fuel lines, and I've got a fire extinguisher in the back. So don't worry or comment that I'm being dangerous. So now both sides, driver, passenger, both torn down. I'm gonna go to the parts store and get a 32 millimeter for that guy and get the steering out, because I'm not just doing the front end kit. We're doing the steering as well. All right, I'm back from getting a 32 millimeter socket for that pitman arm. We're gonna take off the idler arm, and then we'll take off that pitman arm, and I think our teardown will be complete. Let's get this going. That pitman arm, get it pulled off. I had it off a couple years ago, so I think it's going to go really well. Oh yeah, we'll be ordering a new nut for that. I just stripped all the threads out. I wonder if somebody cross-threaded that. One more thing to spend money on, and Milwaukee just does not care. I hope so, because I'm going to go buy another one. I might order a whole new pitman arm and nut, because I just don't want to take apart one more of those fittings. These guys. Alright guys, thank you for following along my first ever YouTube video where we tore down the front suspension and the steering off of this 4Runner. Overall, it wasn't too difficult of a project. Just had to deal with some rust and some parts that have been together since 1987 or so. Now I will be posting a separate video for the hub rebuild so that you guys can see how to put in races, bearings, and set a preload on those, and also grease it. The next video that will be coming up will be welding on the shock hoops, pressing in bushings to those arms. We might even get to installing the coilovers, the arms, the shocks, maybe even the bump stops, but we'll see. Thanks again, and please like and subscribe.